All right, so we are recording. All right, so we've got the VirtualBox open, and I'm going to be working in Kali. So Kali is the one that I actually want to do the snapshot in, right, Elena?
Yes, Kali. Okay, let me, so I have to go back and like suspend everything right now, right? What I have here. I have to go back to VirtualBox and hold on 1 second. So the only thing I'm trying to understand how to suspend VirtualBox. I mean, how to get out of here.
How to get out of where?
From actual Kali. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so you're back to VirtualBox here?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see that I've got my base configuration snapshot. So basically what I did is when I installed everything, I did a snapshot. And that created my base configuration. And then I actually did one on the 16th. And I'm trying to remember exactly why I did this snapshot. I don't remember exactly, but that being said, at any point in time while you're working, you can create a snapshot. So right now, I can go back to this snapshot or I can go back to this snapshot. Right now, if I'm here though, I can say take snapshot, and what it'll do is it's going to ask me, what do you want to call this? So I'm just going to call this test snapshot.
Okay, I'll do test also.
Now, if you haven't created your base configuration snapshot, you can make your base configuration, if you want. Okay, so now I just created a test snapshot, so I'm here. So exactly how my Kali box is right now is exactly what it just took a picture of. So now when I go in and I download files, I install software, I do different things, it's going to change from where I was to a new current state. And when I'm completed, when I'm done with that, I can, when I come back out, if I go, you know what, I want to keep everything exactly how it is, I could take another snapshot. For instance, when I was working on my Windows machine last night, so I got my Windows installed. After I got that done, I went and installed Chrome and FireEye so that they were installed, and then I did a snapshot. That way, the snapshot was taken after those tools were already installed, so that I don't have to reinstall them again because I went to a snapshot that was before I had installed them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, once you've got a snapshot, you can go to any of the snapshots and it's going to go to that snapshot. So it's going to go to that version of your Kali Linux box with the way that it was configured at that time. Why this is beneficial is because when you go in, if you know you're going to go in and work on a harmful file or a potentially harmful file, you can create a snapshot before you go in, and then go in and download the file, work with the file, do whatever you need to do with that file. And if it messes things up, then all you got to do is go back to the snapshot and do restore, and it'll take it back to that restored point.
Question, Richard, why we need to create several snapshots? Why we can't have only one?
So you can have only one. There's nothing that says you have to do multiple. It's totally up to you. And everybody, I think, kind of does snapshots, kind of how they want to. My personal opinion is you probably need to have a couple. First one would be like your base configuration. Like if you know that you're going to, like for instance, with my Windows, I know that I was going to put in Chrome. I know that I was going to put in FireEye. And after I installed those, I did a snapshot because I wanted to have a snapshot of Windows installed with Chrome and FireEye. So that's almost like that's my base configuration, so to speak. So that if I go in and start doing stuff, and let's say I mess something up, I can go back to Windows with Chrome and FireEye. I don't have to go back to Windows and then take the time to install Chrome, download it and install the FireEye HX agent. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say I do some work and I go back to my snapshot, but then let's say I decide I want to add another tool, which, like, for instance, on my Windows machine, I need to add Firefox. So I am going to do an addition of Firefox, and then I'll do a new snapshot. And then my snapshot will consist of Firefox with Chrome and FireEye.
Just for convenience, basically, to go to different.
Yeah, really for convenience, so you don't have to go and reinstall everything. So if you install a new tool, then you could do a snapshot at that point and make sure that it's installed. That way, if you go back, you can go back to it. And make sure you put your description in there as to what that snapshot is for. So for instance, the test snapshot I just made, I'm going to put on here for testing and working with Shift on phishing email. So I'm just going to go ahead and say apply. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and open up my Kali box, and it's going to open up on this state that I have, not one of the previous ones. It's going to open my Kali box on this state.
Kali box should be closed when you're taking a snapshot?
Yeah, I actually don't know if you have to close it or not.
Because mine is open, and mine was open when I took a snapshot.
See, I usually do it when it's closed. I don't know if it changes any functionality or if it limits the abilities at all.
Let me do it also, not just in case. I'm trying to infect my machine, so it's better to be on the safe side.
Agree.
Plus, it's not my machine; it's my husband's machine. I'm working on his computer right now.
He'll strangle you. Oh.
Okay.
All right, and just let me know when you.
Yeah, it's downloading.
Yep. Wait, what is it downloading?
No. Just I'm starting my Kali machine.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, yep, I'm ready.
All right.
So now we go to our emails, right?
Yeah, so we would, at this point, we would probably want to go, because we know that we want to download the file. And we're in our Kali box, so this is our safer spot to do it, right? Let's start a new session. So from here, I'm just going to go to mail.cybernowlabs.com. And I'm going to go ahead and sign into my Outlook. And I have my phishing emails in a separate folder that I created. So, I'm just going to hop over to that folder.
So we go to the first one, which is not FedEx. We go to the first one, which has Trojan attachment, right?
Correct. It's the one that's the PO. And basically all you're going to do is when you go into the email, when you click on the phishing PO part, you're going to have the ability to download that.
Okay.
So go ahead and download it. Actually, go ahead, and this is just me and how I function. I always save the file first.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to save it. That way I know that it's saved on the computer. But then
Okay.
also after you do that, you can also go back and do it again and download, and then you can go ahead and open. So I'm going to go ahead and open it now.
Okay, I will save first. Let me. I hope it should be fine now.
That actually just gave me the header. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong. So this isn't going to give you the file itself. You have to click on it. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then
I have to click on it, right?
And then you can download it. Sorry about
that. Yeah. Okay, I have to click on download probably, right?
Yeah, when you can actually see the HTML file here like this in the email, that's where you want to go ahead and download it. I'm going to go ahead and just open. And when I open it, it's automatically going to open it because it's an HTML document. So it's automatically going to open it to here.
Okay, interesting. I had to open header for some reason. Hold on a second. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So right now, I just opened it because I wanted to see what it did. I'm not analyzing it at all. You know, I went ahead and popped it up so I could take a look at it. That might not be the best way. The best way might be to go ahead and open Wireshark and just let it run while you're doing some of those things. But I kind of like having a smaller Wireshark PCAP, but I know you're not always going to be able to do that. But since it's an HTML document, yeah, I mean, I know it's going to open up a browser window here, but that's kind of there's probably a best practice that might be a little better to do than the way I did it. But, you know, I like to look at it and go, okay, it's supposed to look like a PDF. Look, they're even calling it PDF. It's not a PDF. It's an HTML document. And
that's why you thought it's a credentials harvester, right? Because of this, you need to submit password and
absolutely.
Credential. But my question is, if you will download it, is it already infect your computer, or if you submit your credentials and click proceed, it will download infect your computer?
So if you were to put in your credentials at that point, then it's technically compromised at that point. But you also don't know exactly what this thing is going to do. It's just a credential harvester. The computer itself is not necessarily compromised per se because it didn't download any malicious file. It's really just a file that leads to a malicious activity to a certain degree. Now it could, if you type in the information, it could then at that point download a file, but that's where uploading the information into Cuckoo or analyzing the file kind of tells you where it's what it's doing. Because as soon as I hit proceed, it could proceed with downloading a file at that point. You know, we don't really totally know.
Yeah.
So this is how I did. So after I took a screenshot of this so that I had it, right?
Screen, not snapshot, screenshot.
Yeah, basically screen. Yeah, I use the snippet tool.
Okay.
The window snipping tool. I use the window snipping tool to take a screenshot of this so that I had it. And then after that, I closed out of it. Now I downloaded it to my computer, remember? I actually have this file on my computer. So if I go to my file system, actually you should probably see that thing 3 times now. It's in my downloads folder because that's where my downloads go. And yeah, look, I've got 3 versions of this on my computer. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and delete these 2 just so they're gone. And delete that because I don't need it. All right, so here's the file. I downloaded it to my computer. So what I want to do is I want to analyze what this thing does when I open it and input in a password. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
there's two different things that I can do. I can upload this file to be analyzed, or I can utilize Wireshark and analyze what it does when you interact with it. Okay. So just to clean up my packet capture, I closed out my browser. So right now I have nothing connecting to the internet.
Richard, is it possible to do the Wireshark part too, please?
Yep, I'm going to do both.
Let me check if I downloaded it.
Wireshark,
Yes, I did download it also. I have it.
Yeah, even I downloaded. It's there in the downloads.
yeah, Wireshark is already installed in Cal.
Priya, you also infected your computer. Oh my God.
Yes, and I thought I'll give you company. And then we both can fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have to know that Wireshark is already set up and running well, which I know that may be an issue, may not, but in any case, I just want to go through the thought process real quick. There's two different things that I did. The first one I did was actually I shut down all my browser connectivity, so I don't have anything connected to the internet right now. I'm not in a session in Firefox, so my browser's not open, so I don't have any noise right now. Okay, so if I open up Wireshark, which if you don't remember how to open up Wireshark, if you open up a command line, all you have to do is type in sudo Wireshark,
Really?
and it's going to ask for your Kali password, which again is Kali, if you didn't change it,
No, I didn't change.
and that should take you into Wireshark.
Oh, cool. I
Okay.
didn't know that. Thank you. Good tip.
So now that I went ahead and made my window smaller, so right now nothing is showing up here. If you look right here, if I had a browser window open, you would see little zigzag lines here to show that it's pulling in data. So it's already analyzing data because you're connected to a browser. Right now, it's not showing anything because I don't have a browser open. Okay. If I click on ETH0, that'll take me into the capture screen, and it's capturing.
Hold on. Which you clicked? ETH0.
Yep, ETH0. Just double click on it, and that's going to take you into your capturing screen.
Where did you click again? I don't understand. I don't see.
You see where it says ETH0?
The first thing, Elena, ETH0.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And are you here now?
No. Hold on.
I think I have something open because it's already running the packets now.
Let me close also because I have a lot of different.
Yeah.
If you want to, you can go ahead and click on the stop button here. And that'll stop the packet capture.
Okay. I thought I closed everything.
See, and for me right now, because I don't have a browser window open, it told me when I stopped it, it says no packets captured because I'm not sending any packets back and forth because I haven't created a session with my browser at all. So I don't have an active OSI level 5 connection with any sort of browser out there. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Richard, can you do it one more time, please? I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. No problem. So this is the screen that it comes up on, right? So right here you have ETH0.
Okay, got it. That's fine. I click on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You got it?
Yeah.
Now, are you already getting captured?
Yeah, I'm getting packets.
Okay, so go ahead and click on the big red box.
Okay, I did. Stop.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a new. Do you have a browser open in your Kali Linux right now?
I have. Yes, I have a mailbox open.
Go ahead and close that. Go ahead and close close your Firefox. What about you, Priya? Do you have Firefox open?
I don't see, I closed the mailbox, I closed everything. I don't see anything open. I just see ETH0 and download file manager and Kali. Those are the only three things I see running. So I don't know why.
So real quick, if
Mm-hmm.
if you go back to your VirtualBox and you go to
Mm-hmm.
Kali and click on settings,
Okay.
are you set up under network? Are you set up as NAT or bridged?
It's attached to Kali.
So just go back to
Yeah.
and just
Settings.
go to settings,
Yeah.
and then on the left side, click on network.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Are you set as
It is a bridged adapter. Got
okay? Change it to NAT.
it. Yes. Okay.
I think because you're bridged, it's probably also pulling the data from your browser in your.
The host machine.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive on that. But go ahead and change it to NAT and click OK.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know if you're going to have to restart your Kali to be able to take that change, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a minute.
Okay, now I closed everything. It's not capturing anything, so I don't have any packets.
Okay, beautiful. And how about you, Priya?
I mean, I still have the old ones.
Okay, that's okay, but they're not continually. You stopped your.
No. Yeah, it's not.
Okay. So that we get the smallest amount of noise possible. Again, I've got my file right here that I want to see what it does, and I've got Wireshark. So I'm gonna basically this is what I'm gonna do and how I did it the other day. So I got the smallest PCAP possible. Basically, in my Wireshark, what I did is I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start a new capture. Well, I need to stop it first. Sorry. So I'm gonna do a new capture by clicking on the little shark icon. And once I do that, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna double click on my file, on my malicious file. And it's gonna open, and I'm just gonna type in randomness.
And proceed.
Okay, so it now did something. So please go back and enter your correct. So it's wanting me to do it again. So, whatever. So now that I've done that, I'm going to minimize and I'm going to go back to my Wireshark and I'm going to stop my capture.
Okay.
So now all I captured was what this file did when I opened it and connected. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now I have the capture. Now I need to save this. So you want to file, save as, and then you want to save it as a PCAP file.
Richard, can we go back to the save as part?
Yep, absolutely. So just do file, save as.
I don't get the save as highlighted. Hold on 1 second. Okay, maybe now it's still running. Yeah, got it. It was still running, so I had to stop it.
Oh, yeah. If you didn't stop the capture, it won't let you save it because it's still capturing.
Yes.
Okay. So again, file, save as, and then you want to change this to a PCAP, PCAP.
Where should I save it? In downloads, desktop?
It's really up to you. I put my PCAPs in down. I put most of my stuff in downloads just because it's easy to. You can create.
And you said I should change it in the PCAP.
Yeah, change the PCAP and then give it a name. So if you
I have PCAP PNG, right? This one? Oh no.
No. Just PCAP. It's the second option down.
Second option, I see.
It just says PCAP.
Okay, and I do give a name.
Yeah, whatever you want to give it a name. And if you save it in your downloads file, then you should see the file created when you save it too.
Oh yeah, I got it. Mhm.
So now you have a PCAP of this that you can use. So the next thing you'd want to do is analyze it, right? You want to go through and look at it. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not the strongest when it comes to actually analyzing the packets, and that's on my agenda today actually, is to kind of go through and look at some more things to look at, and kind of the thought process behind looking at the PCAP. Some of that comes from just general computer knowledge, like what would I want to look for? I want to look for the fact that this thing is reaching out and connecting to a domain name. It's doing this, it's doing that. So thinking about some of those things, you'd want to learn how to look for those things. Analyzing the PCAP is a totally different thing, okay?
Yeah. I have to rewatch recordings also.
But now that I have that PCAP, I can close out a Wireshark, and anytime I want to open that, I have that PCAP file, and all I have to do, so watch this real quick. So all I want to do, let's say I want to go ahead, let's say I want to look at that. And you don't have to do this, just watch real quick. I'm going to go back into Wireshark, and I'm going to go File, Open. Now you can do Open Recent, and it'll pull the last couple.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that, or you can say Open and tell it where to look. It's already in my Downloads folder, and I can open up that PCAP and look, there's our PCAP file. That's the exact PCAP file that we have. So you can go back through and analyze it, play with it. Okay?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So that's the first part of what I did. The other part is to take this HTML file that we downloaded from the email and upload it into Cuckoo so Cuckoo can analyze it. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
This part is also interesting.
with that being said, what I'm going to do, you have to be connected to your
VPN.
to the VPN. So let me go ahead and do that because I haven't connected
In
yet.
this case, I have to work on a laptop.
If you want, you can just follow along with me. This is actually pretty straightforward. I just typed in the password wrong. Dang it. Put in the entire password, not.
I couldn't hear. He was breaking down.
Probably because I was connecting to the VPN. Sorry. I was making a joke of myself saying you have to put in the entire password, not part of the password. Okay, so I'm connected to the VPN now.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and go to Firefox, because what I want to do is I want to go to the sock to Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to sock.cybernowlabs.com. It's already there.
Yeah.
That's going to take me to the all familiar sock landing page, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to click on Cuckoo.
You connecting to VPN from your host machine, not from VirtualBox, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As long as you're connected to your host machine, then you have a tunnel and it'll utilize the tunnel. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that I'm into Cuckoo, right here in the center, they have a spot, submit a file for analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm in my virtual machine, when I click on this, it's going to give me the file structure for my virtual machine. Where did I save the HTML file from the email?
In downloads.
In